Hello, Planeswalkers. Welcome back to our next episode of the Lotus Archives. As always, I am Kava.
What's happening, everybody? This is Jack.
This week, we have our new Lorwyn set fully revealed. We're coming up onto pre-release weekend here. It started on Friday, didn't it?
Yep, yesterday.
Yeah.
A bunch of folks went in. I actually got a quick, we do have a little update actually on what they saw.
Yeah, so how was
while they were
pre-release?
there. I did not attend. I was busy getting tatted up. So I got some nice new tattoos that were much required. But some of our friends did go to the pre-release, and from what it seems like, at least here in our area, they saw a lot of elves.
Yeah, makes
not
sense.
too many goblins or anything like that, but they definitely saw a lot of elf decks being played.
I mean, definitely
some of them pulled some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, seeing what's in the actual set, I would assume we would see a lot of elves, elementals, and tree folk. To be honest with you, wasn't much...
I likely would have tried to make some kind of merfolk deck thing work.
Yeah,
regardless of what I pulled, I would have tried to go full merfolk.
Yeah, but regardless, people had fun. They said it was a good experience. It seems Jack and I were talking before we jumped on here. This set, it definitely seems more like a return to form to some of the older Magic sets, where we're not
definitely what we needed.
Yeah, we're not overrun with commander options, which isn't a bad thing because
we got a total of 16. Yeah, 16 legendary creatures in this set. That's it. That's all we got.
16 legendary,
not including not including the precons. In the precons, it makes 20. Yeah, you got 2 legends in each of those. So, for those commander decks, anyway.
Well, we got more than 2 in those. Or
it's not like total. The face commander.
Yeah. Because you got 12 total that were added. Yeah, into 99.
Oh, that's right.
But regardless.
Yeah, so good choices. Good.
It's a smaller set in terms of commanders. But I think
this
good
set for draft and stuff.
Yeah. For draft, the set has looked very well. Makes it a hell of a lot easier to pick apart which ones are good, which ones are bad. Almost reminds me of how Amonkhet was when I first started playing. And prior, where you might only get 4 or 5, maybe 10 legendaries per set. And now, last couple sets, we're getting a couple of sets I saw, we have like 20 to 30 legendaries. And back in my head,
well, I mean, that, with like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Avatar, the UB sets, they have a lot of characters, a lot of heroic figures that they need to, that like you can't justify not making them legendary. So, they kind of had to just be like, all right, well, they're all going to be legends because in the show or in their universe, that's who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're going to see the same thing come up with this TMNT stuff coming up soon. I've already saw a few bits of that.
WotC,
it looks very ninja heavy.
Yeah, WotC definitely screwed up, and they started putting some of the TMNT cards in the pre-release packs.
Did they really?
Oh yeah, no, they came out and said,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, there was a bunch of people pulling the TMNT cards from the pre-release packs somehow. Apparently,
that's so good.
Yeah, apparently it's a quality control issue where they fucked up, and they didn't really make an announcement until yesterday, and they came out and said, "Yeah, we're apologizing. We had a quality control
I gotta
issue.
go get some pre-release kits, man."
Yeah, they're like, sorry, we had a quality control, and they told all the game stores, just let them play with those cards in the pre-release if they pull them. Don't tell them you can't do it because it's not from Lorwyn.
Wait, so did people actually play in the pre-release with Ninja Turtles cards? I gotta look that up. I gotta look that up later.
I don't know if it happened locally. I was seeing it a lot on different Facebook groups I'm a part of and Reddit. Reddit is horrible for a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah, you can't trust Reddit.
Facebook, there's guys literally opening up. I saw some videos of guys opening up their pre-release packs, and they're truly opening it up because you see them ripping the
Right.
cardboard and taking apart the glue and all that shit.
Yeah.
And they're pulling out these TMNT cards as their
Wow.
special card in their pre-release pack. Not in like
That's really funny.
obviously not in packs of Lorwyn, but those that are
Right.
pre-release, you usually get a pre-release card. Sometimes
Yep.
it used to have the date on it, and
It would, yeah.
now they don't do that anymore. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, holy shit.
That's really funny.
Yeah, but we're gonna jump into it here. We only have a few legendaries, but Jack and I wanted to focus on a couple that really intrigued us.
Yeah, kind of like our top picks for
Yeah, and they might not necessarily be
solid commanders.
Yeah, they might not necessarily be the best ones, but they're gonna be fun to build and play around. From our opinion, at least.
Mm.
So,
but take it for what it's worth.
Yeah. So, I'll start it off here.
Yeah, who you got? Who you got for your first pick?
The first one that I really liked, and originally I was gonna go in and talk about the Reaper King No More, but I decided, you know what? We should be talking about the base set, not the Commander and the Commander reprints and all that. Because that's going to open up a whole other can of worms. But
right, we can talk about the Commander decks later.
Yeah, the Reaper King No More, it's probably one of my favorite cards in the entire set.
Looks pretty sweet.
I love the artwork. For those that have known me for a while, they know I used to have a Reaper King deck. Same character. 5-color deck. I'm probably going to end up rebuilding it so I can put these two side by side on my wall. But the one that I am very intrigued by, I've been waiting for a while, and I think with this set, it's giving me the opportunity to actually go in, build a true Toughness Matters deck. And on this screen now is the great old one, Doran, Besieged by Time. And
look at what they've done to our boy.
Oh, he definitely looks rougher than he used to.
He's looking a little rough.
But
that ability is hot.
Oh, God, Lord. For one white, black, and green for a 05 Tree Folk Druid, he's reading... Each creature spell you cast with toughness greater than its power costs 1 less to cast. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, that helps out a lot. And then he also reads, whenever a creature you control attacks or blocks, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the difference between its power and toughness. Holy fuck.
It's pretty good. That's not too bad.
That is very freaking good. Even my daughter thinks it's good, if you can hear her.
Yeah, this is a solid piece, I think, for Toughness Matters decks that don't necessarily have a way to make their creatures hit with their toughness over their powers. So, like, this is still a great way, even if you have, like, a 0/10 to... if it doesn't have, as long as it doesn't have Defender.
Yeah.
And you can still swing in with it, which a lot of old Abzan tree folks have, like we've seen the old Doran decks.
Oh, yes.
You still won't need, like, the original Doran with this guy. You can still swing with them. And not only will they get 10 power, but their toughness increases as well. So, like, a 0/10 becomes a 10/20.
Oh, yeah.
Which, holy crap, man, that's pretty good. That's for a 4-drop 0/5 that can become a 5/5 or a 5/10 when it swings. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, then you got, man, the stuff you can do with this deck is insane. And Sadie, take your big little girl. All right,
feisty,
but there is a lot of cards from this new set. I mean, you got just a simple card like Great Forest Druid, 1 and a green,
Mhm.
0/4 Tree Folk Druid, tap and add 1 mana of any color. So you got some mana dorks in there. The one
They're always good.
thing that I am really interested in is Sapling Nursery.
Okay.
Yeah, this thing has affinity for forests, and it has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 3/4 green tree folk creature token with reach. That can get broken very, very fast.
Yep. But it's
But
got another fun little
yeah,
bit there at the
and
bottom.
at the bottom it's all 1 and a green, exile this enchantment, tree folk and forest you control gain indestructible until end of turn.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah, that's pretty toast.
Especially if you combine that with the one tree folk dude that turns all your things into forests.
Oh yes.
That's we love to see those. That's a great bit of protection right there.
Yeah, so the cool thing, like, I want to build this deck. Besiege by Time might not be the commander, but he is giving me ideas for it.
Yeah,
I
definitely
might-
a potent.
Yeah, I mean, I might end up throwing Felafar the Steadfast as the commander, so I can use those defenders as attackers. But
Yeah, that's a good thing with that, because you definitely, at the very least, you would want to make sure you have a way of getting in with those defender creatures that
Yeah.
typically have giant butts.
I mean, Felafar was
gee, I
going to be
don't
in the
know.
deck regardless. But
Yeah, like something like the Walls of Ba Sing Se.
dude, could you
swing
fucking
in with
imagine
a 30-60? Like, come on, man. That's
a
just
30-60 with
yeah.
the 60 being what you're
Indestructible,
attacking with?
Yeah, the 30 is just, the power is just a fun bit. But like, that's if they destroy, the thing that is hitting with the toughness after you've attacked. That's still 30 coming at somebody's dome.
Yeah.
So it's still very potent. I think the more we talk about it, the more you look at it, he may have seemed underwhelming at first, but the more you really get the gears turning,
Oh my god.
I think there's a lot of potential for this guy, and I think he can definitely be a solid potent commander for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I'll go Doran the Siege Tower, Doran Besieged by Time, or Felafar as the face, but all three will be
Any
in that
one of those
deck.
would be good.
Yeah, all three of them will be in the deck. It's just going to be a matter of, am I going to have a way to use my creatures of defender constantly as attackers?
Right.
But you got a ton of good cards, obviously, that have higher toughness than power. But the deck itself, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to play. But I'm excited to build it up.
Yeah.
So,
Looks good.
Jack, what is your first one you wanted to touch base on?
Yeah, so as many probably know, I've shared a love of Merfolk with the Prof. I've loved Merfolk since the original Lorwyn, when I first started getting into Magic. I thought they were the coolest, one of the coolest creature types next to elves and all those other things. So I was very excited to see a new Sig.
Yeah, he's
And
interesting.
we have Sig. Yeah, he's one of our new flip commanders. So he's one of the new ones that can transform repeatedly. So front side, 1 a blue, Sig Wanderwine Wisdom, Merfolk Wizard 2/2. Can't be blocked, which is pretty sweet. And he has, whenever this creature enters or transforms into Wanderwine Wisdom, target creature gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, draw a card. All right, pretty good. We love to see those. And then beginning of your first main phase, you can pay a white, and if you do, transform Sig. His flip side, same thing, still can't be blocked. And he also gains that when he transforms into Wonderwine Shield, a creature you control gains protection from each color until your next turn.
Fucking A.
And then, again, on the beginning of your first main phase, you can pay a blue, flip him back over. So, you get to basically alternate between being more on the offense or defense and drawing cards, getting protection, which we've seen in Sig's original form, River Guide, where he has Island Walk. You know, he's white
Yep.
and a blue, pay a white, give a merfolk you control protection from the color of your choice, right? So this is basically a return to who Sig was originally, which I like, as he did go through a bit of a roguish phase. As I'm sure some of us will remember, he was a Demir commander for a hot minute, letting you draw cards for hurting your opponents. But I think I prefer this Azorius form a little bit better, as we did also get a lot of good Azorius Merfolk
Oh God,
support
yes, we did.
in this set. Just in like the dual colors alone, we've got Deepway Navigator that can untap each Merfolk you control when it enters and has flash. And whenever you attack with 3 more Merfolk, all your Merfolk get buffed.
Dude, you got
We've
Deep Channel
got
Duelist too.
yeah,
It's an anthem
we got
card.
another Lord,
Yeah.
another Lord for Merfolk, because of course they needed it, which they absolutely did.
And
But
even
not only
better,
that, yep.
you got Sig's Command. A kindred
Oh, I love Six
sorcery
Command.
for 1 in Azorius. Choose 2. Create a
Yep.
token that's a copy of target merfolk you control.
Hell
Creatures
yeah.
target player controls gain lifelink until end of turn. Target player draws a card, or tap target creature, put a stun counter on it. That
Yeah,
create a
that's pretty
token
good.
that's a copy of a target merfolk you control is freaking
Yeah.
crazy.
Make
Because
another Lord,
yeah,
make
you can
another
do another
counter
Deep Channel
dude.
Duelist, Deep Way
Yeah.
Navigator.
Lord of the Atlantis. Like there's so many
Yeah,
old school like original merfolk that
that
we
don't
can
have
take advantage
legendary
of.
on them that you don't have
Exactly.
to worry about Mirror
Yeah.
Box or any of those other cards.
So many cool things to do with it. And even just, to give your stuff lifelink. Like if you're falling behind a little bit, then make up, and merfolk are very good at making an army of tokens and
Oh
making an army
yes,
of their dudes to, really get in and get stuff done.
I know you've been waiting for a
So
while for a solid
I was
Merfolk.
really one of my biggest things with this set was I want more merfolk love, which we definitely got with Sig, with the additional boons and extra cards for it. So it's definitely something that I'll be looking into further to build up. He's a little tricky in how you play it, I
Yeah,
think, regarding with like when to flip him and when not to.
yeah, I could
So it's
see
gonna be a
that.
bit of it's just a bit of a trick to like it's a little slower because it's not an instant speed response to something. You kind of be a little more proactive and like how you give protection to your stuff,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Because like with the other Sig, you could just instant speed, pay a white and a colorless, protect anything from anything at instant speed as long as you had the mana up for it, which made you a bit more reactive. This one you have to kind of do the opposite. You got to like really read the board, read the room, and make sure that you know what's going on. Excuse me. But yeah, I like it. I think he's cool. I like the change of pace. I think it'll definitely be a cool thing to build around.
He he definitely would be interesting.
Yeah,
Um, nice return to form for Merfolk. That's for damn sure.
absolutely.
So the next
Who's your
card,
next guy?
she, the one I want to talk about next here. She originally was in Lorwyn. Um, where is it? So her original card was a mono white, and she obviously got a lot freaking older. But
Hmm.
it is Brigid Clockcan's Heart. And she
Okay.
is 2 and a white for a 3/2 Kifkin warrior. And she reads, Whenever this creature enters or transforms into Brigid, create a 1/1 green and white Kifkin creature token. And it reads at the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay green. If you do, transform Brigid.
All right.
So, on the back, this is where she gets fun. And that is Brigid Duin's Mind. She is still 3/2, but she has this nifty ability of tap, add X green or X white, where X is the number of other creatures you control.
Oh, so a Gaia's Cradle.
She is a fucking Gaia's Cradle on a stick.
Love to see it.
This is awesome. I don't know if you necessarily just go straight Kifkin tribal with her. I think you just go creature tribal.
Probably like just full token generation.
Yeah.
I would think create as many dudes as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would definitely go full on token generation with her.
Yep.
You probably could definitely go Kifkin. There's a lot of Kifkin support from the original Lorwyn.
A lot more here.
Yeah. Bunch of lords from the original one and all that. But this card is fucking cool. The artwork is great. I'm a big fan of token generator decks. Obviously, I have my Miram token dragon creator clones. I have my Anim Pakal deck. That's all about fucking tokens. And I'm really interested in this one. If I happen to pull her and a bunch of stuff that's useful for it, I might end up building her. Unfortunately for me, I don't have a lot of the original Kifkins from the first Lorwyn because I really wasn't playing back then. So I'd have to spend some money to get some of those older cards. Like Kifkin, Morncaller, Thoughtwith Trio. Cards like that, I would definitely have to go out and pick up. But the cards in the set are pretty solid with this, because, I mean, you got cards like Bristlebane Battler, which is 1 and a green for a 6/6 Kifkin Soldier. It has Trample and Ward 2, but it enters with 5 -1/-1 counters on it. And it reads, whenever another creature you control enters, while this creature has a -1/-1 counter on it, you can remove a counter. So
it's pretty good.
You could probably fairly quickly get rid of those counters and have a 6/6 by turn 3 or 4, depending on how you build your deck. I would assume. I haven't really dug too much into it yet. I don't want to be called out for assuming here. There's a lot of good cards in this set for Kifkins.
Yeah, they got a lot of really good support.
Yeah, looking at it now, you could probably 100% make this just a full-on Kifkin tribal token deck.
Yeah, so, yeah, each of these, the flip commanders that we saw, they all got these commands as well. So they all get to, essentially, they all share the same, like, initial line. They all can make tokens of their respective creature type, which is pretty cool. Like, you can make a copy of a Kithkin. Ashlings can do that. Tristan can make a copy of an elf, which is pretty sweet. And I think we got one for goblins as well in Rakdos, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
Yep.
Like, it's pretty cool because you got the Kindred Sorceries making a comeback. Another cool one that could be good in this style deck is Kin Binding. It's a 3 and 2 white enchantment. And it reads, creatures you control get X plus X, where X is the number of creatures that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 green and white Kifkin creature token. That's pretty good. And
that's not bad.
The way I'm reading it is those +1 or whatever it ends up being, +1 or +10, whatever it is,
Yep.
those persist. So that 1/1 Kifkin, if you have 10 come in next turn, well, it's going to be an 11/11 the following turn, which is pretty cool. For 5 mana, I mean, I could be wrong here, but it looks like they don't.
They're not counters, so no.
Oh, yeah, nope, you're right.
Yeah, no, it's
I
just a
misread
plus.
that.
It's just +X till the end of the turn.
Okay.
Yep.
I misread that because I saw under your control this turn, so I'm like, oh, it's fucking counters. I didn't read that. It wasn't counters. It's just they gain +X.
Yep. But that's still pretty damn good.
Yes.
So basically it's... Or wait. No, creatures you control get +X for X is... No, wait, maybe this is an Anthem.
Yeah, are we both wrong?
Wait. This might be... Hold on, real time figuring something out here. This is really funny. No, this looks like an Anthem, actually. Like an easier version of Cathar's Crusade.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to find some rulings on it.
This looks like it's an easier version of Cathar's Crusade.
Boom, boom, boom. What the fuck? Where is it? Is card drum?
I mean, you have to keep creatures entering the battlefield that turn because, like, it does reset. It looks like at the beginning of each turn. As if you didn't have any creatures enter, they get 0/0 for each of the turns.
Okay, so I'm on Gatherer right now, but it doesn't look like they have anything on it yet.
No, it looks like a standard Anthem. Now that I'm actually looking at it, it looks just like one of your Anthems, which is actually really sweet. So this is going to be a staple in token decks for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a token staple 100%.
That is freaking cool. I like that a lot.
That's going to go in a lot of Boros decks, a lot of Selesnya, a lot of Naya decks are going to love that thing. They're going to eat that up.
The Naya decks especially. The Boros, it could work depending on how you're building it. The fact that it's a green and white Kifkin creature token, you can still use it in Boros, but...
Yeah, you can use it in anything.
But, alright. Moving on. Yeah. Jack, what is your next card here?
Next one I got was actually pretty excited to see, as it's the first of its kind that we've ever actually gotten. And that's Marilyn, Fey Ascendant.
Fucking A, this card is so cool.
Right? For 2 in Sultai, we have an Elf Fairy Noble. It's a 4/5. Pretty respectable stats on that.
Oh, yes.
She has flying, because of course she has flying. She's a fairy. And whenever Marilyn or another elf or fairy enters, you can exile the top 2 cards of an opponent's library. And once each turn, you may cast a spell with mana less than or equal to the number of elves and fairies you control from among cards exiled with Marilyn this turn without paying their mana cost. That's a mouthful. So Elf Fairy Tribal, 100%. And Theft. So this is a differing form of it's the fairy trickery aspect while also adding some elf stuff into it. I guess I'm kind of actually not sure why they didn't just make her a Dimir Fey commander. Now that I've actually now that I've reread that ability, this could have just been a Dimir Fey.
Yep.
With an ability like that that's revolved around theft, exiling things from your opponents, and then casting them for free on your turn. That's a little interesting, actually.
Yeah, so
It's very good. It's very potent. It's really cool to see Sultai with elves on the text box, because like we've never really been able to play every single, like, an elf deck that's really focused on using everything all at once, but in a different manner. So, I mean, really, it's just, hey, we have blue now. So now the elves have access to blue, which is probably going to be terrifying for a lot of people.
Yeah. Adding that blue in there is blue is never fun.
Yeah. Well, the fact too that she also doesn't state non-token and not once per turn either.
Yeah.
So if you make a way, which is extremely possible, to infinitely have either your commander or an elf or a fairy or any of those constantly ETBing, congratulations, you just exiled your opponent's library.
Yeah.
Like this is an infinite combo way of just being like, all right, your whole deck is gone.
I mean, Christ. Oh, fuck, man. That's a lot scarier than I originally assumed it.
Yeah.
Like, I was
So
originally focusing on casting their spells and all that stuff. But if you focus on just exiling your opponent's library,
anytime the ETB, so doubling up token generation, doubling up ETB effects with a Panharmonicon, just pumping out elves like nobody's business, which they are incredibly good at. It's incredible. And I personally, like, I have my Azuri elf deck that I've loved for the past, like, 10 plus years. This might actually replace it, because I've needed a Sultai deck, and I still have a green deck with bears. So this might take my top slot for a really disgusting elf deck that can also have some bit of Fae nonsense into it, because the Fae are hilarious tricksters, and I do have a certain little soft spot for the Fae in my heart. So
yeah, I mean, you could throw
not
in
as much as Merfolk. Merfolk and dwarves take precedent, but the elves and the Fae are at least number 3 in my kin ranking there.
I mean, you could easily throw in cards like Bitter Blossom. There's an automatic one.
Bitter
Cunning
Blossom
Conqueror.
for sure.
Um,
Even the new Bitter Blossom that's on a creature that we have, the Bitter Bloom Bearer.
Yes.
Is fantastic with that, because then you can have 2 instances of making Fae on your turn. So that's
you just better hope that you can do that faster than you lose life, because that's 2 life right there lost. But
that's
with
fine.
elves, that's not really matter if you're just focused on killing your opponent like that.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot that can be done with this.
I think this card, I don't think it's going to be broken by any means. But in terms of getting banned...
You haven't seen me build it yet.
Well, what I'm getting at is I don't think it's going to be broken in the terms
Wait till I build it.
Oh, it'll 100% be broken. But I don't think it's going to get to that level of like Nadu or Leovold, Adversary of Trust.
I am surprised that they didn't put a once per turn clause or something like that on there, or like whenever 1 or more come in, as that would have actually helped, I think, mitigate a little bit if it said whenever 1 or more enter, one opponent does this. So like if you played a mass token generator of elves, like there's the 1 elf card that makes X elves. I think it's for like every elf you control. It's a kindred sorcery. I can't remember the freaking name of it now. But basically, if you did that, if it said whenever 1 or more, then it's still just all those elves count as 1, and 1 person would just exile 2 cards. But instead, if you drop 10 elves on the board or 10 fairy, you're exiling 20 cards from somebody's deck. Like, that's...
The part that blows my mind is how good this commander is, and it's still only a rare. It's not even at a mythic. Yeah. So you're going to see a lot of these out, and it's going to be quick.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you also
Actually, I'm
got
kind of curious what she's going for.
$4.99.
Really?
Yep. High
I
Perfect Morcant
mean,
is more expensive. Urdu is more expensive. Yeah, she's fucking cheap.
no, High Perfect's only going for $8 right now.
Yeah.
That's still pretty cheap.
Yeah, it is. I'm holding
That's
off.
so these okay.
I have
This is
some packs
interesting.
coming next week. So I'm holding off on buying singles I want from this set until I pull, because if I pull the ones, I'm not going to bother buying singles.
Or you could have just bought. I'm just gonna buy singles.
Well, I only
So you
bought
got two kinds of Magic players, folks.
in my defense, I bought the 2 commander decks because I
You
really,
did.
really wanted um the Reaper King, no more, and Anti-Ool.
Yep.
But I pre-ordered these before the face commanders were even announced in hopes of getting like a merfolk or a badass elf tribal deck. But I'm perfectly happy with these two. I'm not sure how I feel about the 5-color elementals yet, but I only bought 3 packs, or not 3 packs, but like one of those booster box things that only has like the 7 packs or whatever it is. I only bought one of those this time. I didn't go out and buy a box. Oh, hang tight. Interesting, but this whole set is interesting. I mean,
It's got a lot of very cool mechanics. I think we're gonna see the. This can definitely be a rather incredible thing. It's like the really funny and kind of dirty part about this being like with elves. If it was just fairies, I don't think it would be too incredibly
no.
painful. But the fact that it's got elves in there too, and how
Yeah.
rampant and fast elves can be with their ramp and just like their ability to get a lot of creatures out very quickly. I mean, you can get her down theoretically by like turn 3.
Yeah.
And just a typical standard like elf start with their mana dorks and shit like that. Turn 3 is pretty reasonable for a 5-drop to come down in an elf deck.
Yeah,
You know, maybe
especially
even
in those
soon.
colors.
Yeah. Like not too bad. Just your typical ramp package, the plethora of mana dorks that come in that, and you're off to the races. So I think she'll be pretty solid. And definitely one of the other ones that I was super stoked for next to Sig. Though not as excited as Sig. Sig definitely has my attention a lot more.
Yeah,
But
Sig is definitely
Maryland is
gonna
a
be
really
solid.
cool.
But
If I was still looking for like combo potential and a way to just end the game super quick, then Maryland would probably be my way to go. But I'm personally trying to avoid that style at the moment. But she's still
yeah,
very strong.
that it's no different than, you know, how I like to play, how I
Yeah.
enjoy personally playing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, other people don't like playing against that. If
But
I had it,
we need that.
yeah, if I had it my way, I would play stacks constantly.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, but
I say go for it.
I also know people don't like playing against stacks.
No.
I was respectfully told
They like to play the game.
Yeah, I was
People like to
respectfully
actually play their
told.
cards.
Yeah, part of the reason why I took apart my stacks deck was because I was respectfully told not to come back with, or not to bring that deck with me to
Yeah.
the LGS I go to.
Yeah.
And
That sounds about right.
it was mean. It's because it was casual. Yes, we were still using the bracket system. It falls within the bracket that we were playing at the table. But I understand. I'm not salty
Yeah.
about it and gonna go up in flames and blast them on Facebook on which LGS it
No.
was and who it was that told me don't come back because we don't want to play with you. I really don't give a shit that badly. Like, do I still have the list? Yes, I do. If I ever want to rebuild him, I will. But as of right now, I have no interest because I'd rather sit and play the game and play the game with people that actually want to play with me, as opposed to sitting down at the table and be like, oh man, not that stacks guy again.
For sure, yeah. It's a social thing. We all want to play what we want and have fun. So, yeah, I
Well,
get it.
and that's right along the same lines of theft decks too.
Yeah, that's the other part. So, like, if you do build this, then definitely be aware that you are stealing. This is a bit of a the fake
Technically,
trickery theft thing. So it does let you cast the spells that you've exiled, for free, as long as you have a good board of elves and
yeah,
fairies. So that's the other thing. Like that's kind of the typical thing that we see with a deck like this is that they do succumb to the board wipe problem where like if you don't have a large enough board of creatures, then you're really not going to be able to play these things because she only seems to let you play them equal to less than or equal to the number of elves and fairies that you control. So if you don't have a board full of like your creature type, then you're kind of SOL.
yeah,
So you got to make sure you keep up a nice full board of these creatures to really be able to profit from being able to cast those spells that you're exiling, unless you want to be a degenerate like some of us and just exile your opponent's library without actually caring about playing their cards. So that's also a fun option.
yeah. I
Just
mean, I
exile
use
it for the sake of exiling it.
yeah. I mean, I've had my fair share of theft decks. They're
And the fact that it's target opponent too can definitely make some people feel salty if they feel like they're targeted more than others. Which, I mean, to them, I just say get over it. Like if you're playing something that's perceived as strong or perceived as a threat, then just take your licks and
yeah.
play the game. Like I don't know what to tell you at that point.
I mean,
Uh,
I've played a Send Triplets deck before.
yeah,
I didn't own it
like it just
myself.
it's
My good buddy did. He's let me play it
yeah.
before. That was the original theft deck. And that's what got
Yeah.
me into my love of Esper. But there's a lot of decks out there that are quote unquote theft decks. I mean, Christ, my Admiral Beckett Brass deck is technically a theft deck.
Yeah, pirates are always theft. Kenway does the same thing.
And
So it's
cough
just
on
the flavor at which you do it. It's the speed and the consistency and how reliably you can pull it off. That I think,
you know what's
get that. I
bad?
think gets it.
I just have to pull up theft decks on EDA Trek, and just for the shits and giggles, I was looking at it. I'm like, the amount of decks I have or have built in the past and still have the list, and it's kind of on a side burner that are based around theft. It's not right because I have my Yasova Dragonclaw deck still built.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first theft deck I built myself. Not very good, but I had a lot of fun playing it. Then Turgrid.
Yeah.
Ariette the Beguiler. I have a list for her that I want to build. Admiral Beckett Brass. I've been trying to figure out Tasha the Witch Queen. And now you have Marlin. And the one deck that I told you I was going to be building out of this set, the Reaper King No More, is a theft deck.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Kava, and I have a problem playing with theft decks. But
Gets the best of us. But yeah, that's her in a nutshell though. She's pretty solid. I definitely think, people like looking at her further and looking at the ability a bit more, I think she could be perceived as one of the more broken abilities.
oh, without a doubt.
Just out of the sheer like lack of fail safes that are in there. Like there's no once per turn. There's no making a difference between non-token and token. So it's definitely a creature that can get out of hand really quick. Though not as much as I think our next one is.
Oh boy, are we talking about someone perfect?
Yeah, I think so.
So, the next card, and we will wrap it up with her, is going to be High Perfect Morkant. She is
Yeah, buddy.
2 in Golgari, and she is a lovely 4/4 elf noble, and she reads, whenever High Perfect Morkant or another elf you control enters, each opponent blights.
1.
Blights 1, yes. And
Yeah.
we talked about it last episode. When you blight, you put a -1/-1 counter on each creature an opponent controls.
On a creature
they control.
Yeah, so it gets a little tricky. So blighting, it gets around Shroud, and we all know that -1/-1 counters get around indestructible. So blighting is the player chooses the creature that gets a -1/-1 counter.
Yeah.
And this, in particular, doesn't target the player. It just says each opponent. So this also gets around the players having hexproof.
Yep.
And we'll notice, just in this first BIP alone, it doesn't say once per turn or whenever one or more. It's another one of those, make a bunch of elves, keep ETBing, wipe your opponent's field.
Honestly, we've talked before.
That's not even like talking about her second ability.
Yeah.
There's more to her.
There's a lot of decks in this set that I want to build, but realistically, I'll probably end up building 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. And it's going to be High Perfect Morkant, Doran deck, Reaper King, no more, and maybe Bridget for me. But this High Perfect Morkant, she is so fucking deadly. Yeah. Because with elves, as everyone knows, they run the board fast.
Yeah, they do.
And her second ability is tap 3 untapped elves you control. Then proliferate that bitch.
But only as a sorcery.
Fucking A.
So they did as that, so that you can't do it in response.
Yeah.
You can't do it at instant speed. So they did put that. They had the sense to put that little caveat. So if somebody goes to board wipe, you can't just tap a bunch of your elves and proliferate a bunch.
Which I respect.
They did have the sense to put that in for some reason or another. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Elf Infect. Anyone?
Fucking A. I'm in my fucking glory with this set.
Like Elf Infect for days.
I mean,
I don't know. But she's very good. She definitely can fit into a Maryland deck for sure to add even more flavor into, like, oh, if you didn't enjoy just exiling your opponent's deck, how about you also wipe their field while you're at it?
All right, so
why the hell not?
Here's the big question for you. Does she take over as the top Golgari elf commander from Lathril?
Yes.
I highly agree. I think Lathril is still good.
Potentially. Lathril is incredible in her own sense, that she can do quite a bit on her own, and that, you know, she makes elves when she hits, which is pretty great, and she has the menace.
Yep.
Same mana cost. She's a little lesser power, but that's fine. That final ability Lathril has is really, really good.
But I
So
mean, personally, I think I'm building High Perfect Morcon as to face Lateral's in the 99 without a doubt.
you definitely can interchange that. I don't think you'd go wrong interchanging those and just play testing it out to see which one fits your thing better.
I think
As
it.
I mean, if you give Lathril away, like if you pump up Lathril enough to get in like a sort of Voltron-y way, and then just make a buttload of not of elves, then you can essentially just wipe your opponent's field after just swinging with her alone.
Yes.
Even if you only, like, for the most part, if we're talking a typical game, and we can say this is probably like turn 6, even just making 5 elves typically would be enough to wipe out most of what your opponents have at that point in the game. And at that point, depending on the decks, they may struggle to recoup from that, especially if it's periodic and consistently being done every turn.
Yeah.
So
I feel
I could see that.
I can definitely see Lateral being. They're going to be 1-1.
Yeah.
But they'll be neck and neck, not 1-1.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a feeling the people that play Lateral are going to be more of a straightforward style deck, more of like a Voltron-y style, where I feel like the people that are playing with High Perfect Morcon, they're 100% going to be trying to do more shenanigans. Especially with those.
Well, we'll still want to generate as many elves as possible.
Oh, yes.
Like the mainstay of like either of these decks, and either of, like, you know, regardless of what elf commander you play, you're just pumping out, like, you're running 30 elves at least.
Oh, easily.
If not, maybe a couple more. I think my Azuri deck runs 40 of them.
Yeah, yours runs a lot.
Yeah. But that's because he's mono green and does, you know, mono green shenanigans. And Golgari, I could see dropping it down to a solid 30 with a few more lands, like maybe 36 lands and 30 elves, just to, like, make sure you're keeping up with your mana and your land bases evened out.
We're not even going to go into what cards you can put into this because it's obvious. All elf decks are relatively similar.
Any elf. Yeah. Like, copy and paste the Lathril deck into Morcant, and you can basically do that, or vice versa.
Yeah. I mean, you're still
the elf decks are very... Yeah.
You're still going to want all the mana dorks. You're going to want
the
elf tribal sorcery stuff and instants and...
Absolutely.
But...
It's very good.
Yeah. But...
This set had a lot of good stuff in it.
That it did. I'm very excited to start playing with this set more. I know our friends that went to pre-release enjoyed it very much. They had a lot of fun. But with that, the next set we got is, unfortunately, TMNT.
I mean, I love Ninja Turtles as much as the next
I love the Turtles, but I'm disappointed that they're this popular
another
Wizards right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like we literally just got Avatar.
Yep.
And now, before we're getting another in-universe set, we're getting fucking TMNT.
Bombarded already by... Yeah, like, and like Lorwyn basically just came and went. You know,
exactly.
We got it. It's done. Here it was. Here's your sprinkle of in-universe. Okay, now Ninja Turtles, and it's like big.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why I'm so annoyed about what's happening right now with these UBs is because Rosewater came out and said over Christmas or before Christmas, "Oh, we're gonna do a shortened release window for Lorwyn because not many people pay attention during the holiday season." Yet they bombard us with TMNT spoilers and spoilers for a fucking set that comes out in the fucking summer. We have 3 sets before fucking Marvel.
Yeah, and we already saw some of those.
And we were getting Marvel spoilers before we even started spoilers for Lorwyn. Like, what the fuck? Like, as much as I hate UV, I'm excited for Marvel. But
I want the Hobbit.
Yeah. I mean,
I just want to jump ahead to the Hobbit, get that one
Yeah.
in, and then because I know we're gonna get more dwarves with that one, so that's
Yes.
why I want that.
I
I
mean-
want to see Thorin's company. I want to see all those guys.
I mean, most people know
That's
my
it.
love of Lord of the Rings. I mean, I got
Yep.
my fucking map of Middle Earth behind me. I got
Yep.
Barad-dûr Lego set there. I got Rivendell Lego set to my left, and I got the
Mhm.
Hobbit hole on my back table by my couch on the other side. I love fucking
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings.
we love to see it.
And I'm more excited for the Hobbit set than I am for Marvel superheroes.
Yeah.
And supposedly,
Absolutely.
I have a bad feeling that this Marvel set is going to be fucking huge to the point where it might be a double set, essentially. And we're going to get a small Assassin's Creed style set for the Hobbit.
As long as the cards are good, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
We had some pretty good cards in Assassin's Creed, so I'm okay with a solid,
Oh, yes.
concise UB set that's just a, good amount of cards. It's not too overwhelming, and they got decent abilities, and they add some solid flavor to the game. I'm good with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But that's,
I just want to get
that's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah. I just want to get back into UBs or in-universe sets. But
in university, yeah.
With that, that's all we got for
That'll
today.
do it.
As always, I am Kava.
This has been Jack.
And we will talk to you guys all next time. Take care, everyone.
Take care.